Wow, is it cold in here tonight? And boy, do we have some winter weather. We've been spoiled rotten this year by all this warm weather we've been having, 40-degree days in January. I'm just getting out here. Of course, it's 7 o'clock tonight, Friday night. I'm on call, so the damn phone could go off at any time. I hope it doesn't in this weather, because I might throw a fit like a 2-year-old. But anyway, so I'm just going to catch you guys up on what we've been up to. The videos have been very slow, been working a lot, and that pays the bills, so we definitely have to keep that happy. But so anyway, working on some tongs, because all the tongs I have suck. I started making a pair here not too long ago, and I didn't really like the way they were churning out. So we started over with some rectangular stock that I cut out of some 1/2-inch plate steel. We're going to see what we can get out of these. If I did this right enough to maybe get some box jaws out of it, we will see, because I'm not sure yet. If not, we'll have another decent pair of tongs for something. Also, in this video, I'm going to show you, I grabbed that I-beam I talked about a little while ago. It ended up being a 26-foot, 3-inch long, 12-inch I-beam with a big piece of 1/2-inch plate welded to it for about probably 18 feet of it, maybe a little more. That is going to be the framework for our forging press. Now, I need to get some more particulars underway of what I need for that. What kind of tonnage am I looking at? What do I need? I was thinking of a 50-ton press. And speaking with somebody who owns a press, you know, he told me 25 tons does anything you need it to do. So I've got some ideas on that. I'm thinking about making a 2-station forging press. 2 different rams, 2 different setups. We'll see what happens. I have enough hydraulic rams kicking around here. I can make one side smaller, and I can also make one side quite a bit bigger. So I have enough I-beam to do whatever I want with that. But that'll be interesting to see where we go, how that develops. So without further ado, first it's going to be some beam cutting. Now, I hit a piece of concrete with my metal cutting saw and wrecked the blade. This thing had a piece of angle iron welded on one side, and underneath it, there was a bunch of concrete packed in it that I didn't see. I had it flipped upside down, thought I was cutting just metal. So, oh yeah, we got to do it the hard way. I went through the rest of it with a 4.5-inch angle grinder. It sucked. It took me 7 hours to get that thing cut up. I got so frustrated I turned the camera off and said, yeah, nobody wants to watch me cut something up for 7 hours. So anyway, without further ado, first we're going to be cutting that up, and then we're going to get on to some forging. And I will see you at the end of it all. So that's what's been going on here for the last few days, and getting some tongs ready to go. Just have to, I got to punch some holes in them, get things lined up a little better, do a little more rounding on the reins, draw it out a little more. So there's plenty to do, but it's been a long week, and I'm going to go in fairly early tonight, which means slightly before midnight. But anyway, you guys will notice I hit the anvil when I'm working a lot of times kind of soft. Sometimes I choke up on the hammer, and I have had people that have noticed that. For me, it's more about control. I'm finding as I learn that the more controlled my hammer blows are, the less work I have to do on the grinder, the cleaner it looks when I'm done. I like hammer marks, but I don't like huge hammer marks, and I'm trying to teach myself as I go. I don't have to hit that thing so hard to make it say uncle. I get a lot more done a lot faster, hitting it a little bit softer. I mean, there's times where you just have to move the metal, but like I said, I'm learning. This is all not brand new to me, but it's new enough to where I'm going to be learning for a long time. So, tell you what, we've had a hell of a storm come through here the last couple days. It has been nasty, freezing rain. We probably have about 10 inches of new snow out there since last night, and we've been really spoiled with a very mild winter. I'm actually been very spoiled, but should have fired up the sawdust stove tonight, but I'm on call, so I hate to leave it, get called out, and have this thing burning in here and come home to a pile of ashes. Just wouldn't be cool. I also had another comment here recently from Clyde Decker. Clyde is a good friend of the channel. He's watched for a long time, and he watches my wife's channel too, which is neat. OCD, the bug in my brain, if anybody's ever curious about that, or if you have OCD issues, not that goofy, I have to have everything straight stuff, but real intrusive thoughts type things. She puts some good information out there. But anyway, it's Clyde mentioned getting rid of some of the noise in here, and Joshua Delisle did a video on venting his forge. So the plan is here, I have the piping to take a vent, a natural draft hood, all the way up past the peak of this roof. I have not done it because I'm not putting a ladder out there in the ice and everything else. I tell you what, you take a trip like I took once, you don't ever want to do it again. But what we will be doing probably when the weather gets nice, probably over the summer, pardon me, probably over the summer, what we'll end up doing is running that stack up, do a nice side draft hood out here. I still really want to make a nice masonry forge in here. I think it would fit with the barn, but you guys know how it is with me. I make all kinds of plans. I say I'm going to do all kinds of things, and something happens, it doesn't happen. But that hopefully someday we might be able to do something like that. Not quite there yet. So anyway, like I said, there's the night's work for us. Always fun. Getting better at these. You know, it's funny. I had to figure out, and I've seen, you know, I'm like anybody else, you know, a YouTube learner type guy, and it's funny because I've had plenty of people that come to me say they've learned how to do certain things watching this channel. But that's where I learned a lot of stuff too, is watching YouTube, social media. It's no substitute for actually being there working with somebody who knows what they're doing, but you can learn quite a bit if you're self-taught in most things like I am. There's so much good information out there, so many people sharing this stuff, bringing these old crafts back, and that's just amazing to me. But what we're working on, if I have enough metal here, is a set of box jaw tongs to hold the reins of the draw knives. Seeing as how we're into draw knife land, I need to be making stuff to make that a little bit faster and a little more refined. The belt grinder was just such a huge thing for that, to enable the grind. Amazing how fast it grinds, but I have not been able to get out here the last couple weeks to do a whole lot. You guys have noticed the lack of videos coming out. Normally, it's funny, we used to get a video out every day for a long time, and then things just started getting crazy with work and the farm and everything else, and just the way she goes. So anyway, enough of me yakking. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Hopefully tomorrow we'll finish these off, and we'll do a video on that. But thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll catch you on the next one.